How y'all doing? I'm Harry.
And I'm MF Richard.
MF Richard. What's that stand for? Hey, it's Dead Decks, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Dead Decks.
Yeah, buddy. All right, buddy. Yeah.
What are we doing today?
I don't know. Drinking.
Drinking. All right. See y'all later.
Saying words.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We got the bourbon section. I keep forgetting about that.
We're going to build the suspense. We're not going to tell you what the hell we're talking about.
Nope.
First, we're going to show you something cool.
Very cool. One of a kind.
That's right. We are drinking today ourselves. Where is that? Can you see it? I bet you can't even see it.
Dead Decks bourbon.
Yep. Dead Decks Harry and Richard bourbon. We're drinking on some Harry and Richard.
Yep. That sounds worse than it really is.
It's Woodford Reserves in there somewhere, but it's mostly full of Harry and Richard.
Ugh.
So, yeah, we're delicious.
Aren't we now?
Lovely Mrs. Richard got that for us. As you know.
Highly appreciated.
Yeah. It's
really
like,
cool.
hey, you guys suck slightly less than you used to. Here's a reward.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if that's the reward we get for sucking less, I mean, hell.
Shit. We get actually decent at this. I don't know what we're going to get.
Oh, no.
Maybe a barrel.
Know. Oh, really? Maybe a whole distillery.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Woodford Reserve, it's what? Mid-tier?
It's
upper
mid-tier.
tier?
Yeah, it's
Mid,
probably
upper
still
tier?
mid. I think you can, around in Abu Dhabi,
Yeah.
$35 a bottle.
Now, if you're in, Portland, Oregon, or Japan or something, it might be a little on the higher side, but
Yeah.
around our parts, it's not too expensive.
No, it's pretty good stuff.
And I really, it's one of my go-to favorites, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
I like it. It's if I want to spend a little extra money, it's not as cheap as our Sam Williams over here. I mean, Evan Williams over here. Small batch, but
Sam Williams.
it's good stuff. Anyway, we're 2 minutes in. We haven't even talked about what we're talking about.
Yep.
All right. What are we talking about?
Timeline. Part 8. I'm pretty confident.
I hope so.
We
I
are-
remember.
We are now in 1998.
That'd be convenient if it was 8.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 8.
I hope so.
I did my homework, sort of.
All right.
So, as you can imagine, let's do a visual that's going to be backwards on the screen. We got Magic 93. We have the number of card games 94. Then you have 95. And then you got 96, 97, 98.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Everybody ran out of money.
Everybody ran out of patience.
Yeah.
The printers burned up, and they're like, "Well, fuck, we ain't waiting around for printers to come back online. We're gonna quit."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's 40 plus games in '95, and here we are at 6 for '98.
Yeah.
And we made. So do we know that this is a more of an exhaustive list than we were talking about? That we were kind of. It's more exhaustive.
Yeah.
All right, so there's more of our previous videos, and we may get back into that at some point way down the line. We're not going to redo shit anytime soon.
No.
But we were kind of using an outdated, misguided list, and we've gotten better resources.
Well, yeah, we've just done more homework.
Yeah.
We've gotten better and learned more. But yeah, these 90s ones are pretty safe. There's not too much hiding in that era. Most of those things are known entities. So, yeah, there's only 6, and 5 of them had WotC involved, if not exclusively WotC. So,
Well, 3 of them did. We're exclusive.
yeah.
And same time frame.
Only one of them did not have WotC, and it's questionable whether that should even count. Because that might have even qualified as dead off the jump. We'll get to that. But yeah. So pretty much Wizards had all the money. They were the only ones doing anything. Everybody else like, fuck this shit, we're out.
And this is right before WotC once again launched Pokemon. They were the premier printer of Pokemon, or publisher of Pokemon at the beginning, before Nintendo took it back over.
Yep.
So this is a year prior to Pokemon.
Yeah, one of the old CCG magazines I was just reading hilariously had someone quoted as saying, "I really think the competition is getting viable." This was like 96, early 96. I think some of them are viable. Yeah, and in 98, they're all fucking gone, and Wizards is the only one making anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, the Cybers stuck around a little bit longer, but they shot themselves in the foot, metaphorically, not quite literally, but there were a lot of shenanigans. I mean, they were at the time, the only competitor to Magic, or to Wizards of the Coast, anyway. So
yeah.
Nobody else was even within, firing distance of any kind of gun you can imagine. There wasn't a fucking missile that could have hit them. So.
Yep. Well, we'll start at the top.
Yeah, we're 5 minutes in. We haven't said shit yet, so let's go.
Well, C23. This is one of 3 Arc System games. This was entirely WotC. We'll be before or after or during. We'll be doing a video on systems, and the Arc System certainly mentioned in there.
Yep.
But so these games all had the same mechanics, and WotC publicly stated the intention was to make simplified mechanics, simpler than Magic, and have a game system they could reuse and try to bring people into games. And I think it was the Scry Bible that alluded to the fact that, well, people in hobby stores were already into games. They didn't really need to be simplified.
Yeah.
So didn't really think that out. But
they did choose decent properties, though, for outside of C23. Hercules, well, we'll get to it in a second, but Hercules and Xena, they chose good properties at the time for that.
yeah.
They were popular and, would have been with people that would be into this kind of a genre kind of thing, but not necessarily into card games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. I mean, that gets you in the Hall of Fame in most sports.
What was I going to say? Oh, C23, we didn't even say what it was. It's based on comic property. Jim Lee.
Not Stan.
Not Stan.
Stan's brother, Jim.
Yeah, his brother Jim. They only did a base set. These things go, I don't remember what a booster box is. I think the only booster box around right now is about 75-ish.
Yeah, they're not overly expensive. I think the biggest value is in the fact that it's Wizards. So
You can get a full set of all the comics for about $20. And from what I've seen of reviews of the comics, they're pretty generic sci-fi trope kind of stuff. Nothing really stand out. So overall, not terribly exciting.
yeah, it's weird how some random comic series that didn't have a ton of copies to begin with managed to get an entire card game set.
Yeah.
Game, for that matter. I mean, yeah, Arc System, but it's still a standalone game.
Yeah, and then thrown in the mix with, two what I would think would be much bigger properties.
Powerhouses for the time.
Yep. So the second of those released was Xena. That was the second one. That was the only one that ever did have an expansion. Again, per Scry, was the most popular at the time. So
Yeah.
it was at the peak of its popularity. And, chicks in like little furry underwear running around.
I mean,
Yeah. What else do you need? Nothing really.
I mean, I was at that perfect age at that time, so
Yeah.
you know what I was doing.
Yeah. It wasn't taking notes on the storyline.
Nope, I was watching Hercules.
Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. Dudes in furry
Oh,
underwear.
sorry. Got ahead of myself.
Yeah, that was so. That's enough about Xena anyway. Who gives a shit? We know what you watched it for. Don't act like you cared about the
Lucy
card
Lawless.
game. Hercules was the last released of the 3, and it also did not have an expansion. And it wasn't as popular, and maybe just squeaked a little sold out, so somebody could fight Xena. But
Yeah, I mean, and it kind of makes sense because there's probably a lot more guys looking to do certain things for certain reasons to certain shows versus certain girls wanting to do certain things for. So
Yeah.
it probably makes sense that Xena was a little more popular at the time.
certainly makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, and the collectible card game world, it's only 99.999% dudes, so.
Yeah. What was that? Rudy boasts of 3%.
It's
3.699999 or 69696969. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, and I mean our viewer base according to analytics is 100% male. Now we know that everybody's going to fill out that shit. I'd never fill that shit out. So, or if I did, I'd put the exact opposite of what I was.
Yeah, I'm a lady.
Yeah, just to piss off everything. But it's all guys.
So yeah, the only 3 games ever released on the Arc System were all in '98, and then they disappeared quickly. So Xena squeaked out an expansion, and even it was gone too, because how much material do you actually need to spank bank anyway?
Right.
Not that much.
And if you've seen any of our other videos, we have a haul video that's semi-recent to all this that I picked up several boxes of the Xena stuff. We got a few packs and decks of Hercules and C23, and let's go booster boxes too.
Yeah.
I think of C23. So.
Yeah.
We got a little flavor of all of it, all the Arc System.
And that's the one I'm intrigued by the most. So actually, I'm curious. C23.
Oh, okay.
I'm curious to get my hands on that.
Okay.
I just not watching the TV shows back then. I'm not going to care about stills and the property. But C23 being original comic book stuff, I might be able to dig that.
Yeah.
So number 4 in '98 was Doomtown. which seems to have been produced by everybody who was sitting around. They seem to all be involved. They were all involved.
Yeah, the whole world came together, joined forces, UN style, and made Doomtown.
If you don't know, shame on you. The underlying property is Deadlands RPG. The number of sets made in the CCG version before it died and later revived is 17, I believe. They
Way to
crank
go,
these
AEG.
things out.
And fellas.
And Watsy and
Yeah.
Five Rings and somebody else. Yeah.
But
So-
it's AEG property, so.
Yeah. So yeah, they ran it from 98 until 2001, went for 3 years. That's a lot of sets in
That's
3
a
years.
ton of fucking sets.
I think some
Were
of those
they
are
into-
tiny little things.
Were they into the Thunder and Roll? What the fuck was that called? The Thunder and... Shit, there was some kind of system that they... We learned it through Rand's channel, CCG History, where they talked about some Thunder something.
I already forgot it. Just to pump out releases?
Yeah, whatever. It was pow, 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 pow. Once a month, I believe it was.
They
They were
definitely
small
were doing
sets,
that.
but they were once a month kind of a deal.
Yep.
Which, of course, as you probably realize, is not a great way to do things. Once a quarter is really hard to pull off.
Yeah, good shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, really pumped about this one. We have not gotten our hands on it yet. We've been sitting on a pile of it.
Yeah, we still haven't touched it yet.
Looks fucking awesome. Very curious about, deck construction, the deck rules where you have to have a certain amount of each suit, and the cards actually play as poker cards secondarily. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Pretty excited about those mechanics. I don't know why we've been torturing ourselves. I haven't got a hold of it yet. Too much. Just too much.
It's just too good, I think, that once we open it up, it's gone.
Might be done for.
And we're not, I mean, this stuff's it's not easy to come by. It's not cheap, so.
Yeah. So I'll get on to the next one. I'm going to move this fucking show along.
Good Lord, yeah.
Legend of the Burning Sands. That was a spin-off of Five Rings, but not a compatible game. Not the same rule set. Very popular one. A lot of people love this one on the secondary market. I think it had maybe 5 sets. Not entirely sure. But I believe it's pretty expensive and it's hard to come by.
Yeah, the print runs on those were pretty small, so they never achieved the level of, even Doomtown, but especially Legends of the Five Rings that, again, it's kind of all AEG, Legends of the Five Rings Publishing, all that kind of stuff was kind of intertwined there for a while. And it was a later release too, so, you're getting into the back end of, back into the boom, the bottom of the boom? Shit, I don't know.
guess.
It's kind of done.
Yeah, the boom's over. The fizzle of the boom.
Yeah, the fizzle. Start calling that area the fizzle.
So, as a Middle Eastern themed game, it's very well reviewed, and I think the mechanics are similar. They're just not identical. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it brings,
think Arabian Nights kind of deal and Magic.
Yep. Last one on the list, which is the one that is debatable. So the reason I say it's debatable whether it belongs is it was self-produced by a former sales rep at Decipher, Brian Ellis. So he made 30,000 copies of it, according to Scry. Almost all of it went to the Boy Scouts. It's a pretty simplistic, kid-centered game, and that was it. Hey, almost all went to the damn Boy Scouts. A bunch of 10-year-old boys. So how many copies do you think of this are out there?
With no females on it. So
0.
it's just all cars.
Well, if they gave them out at Boy Scout events, forget
Yeah,
about it.
it's
These
just
shits are gone. I haven't ever seen them for sale. Don't know where to get them. If you do, let us know. I'd love to get my hands on a deck.
Yeah,
but-
love to see some. I mean, if nothing else, just pictures. If you don't want to sell it, just send us some pictures.
Yeah,
We got emails below.
we got stuff right here.
Yeah.
The only thing I've ever seen is a blurry picture in the Scribe Bible. I can't even find an image online. So you
Yeah.
can even find better source material for me. It'd be great.
Yep. Again, hit us up below or whatever. Don't.
Yep.
We don't care.
It's something I'd collect as as a historical artifact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have no intentions to really do anything with it. But love to get my hands on it. So yeah, I mean, when you're self-publishing 30,000 copies and probably had no intention of doing anything else, just selling it to Boy Scouts, is that ever a live game? It's debatable, but we'll put it on the list anyway because it was already a dead year. So
Yeah. We need some of that fill out content.
yeah, crank the shit out of his basement. We'll let him count, whatever.
I mean, we got Terror back here, so I mean,
Yeah,
and
that's
Redemption's still fucking going. And you know that's a guy in a basement. So
Yep. All right. Well, shit. I think that's about enough of 98, ain't it?
oh fuck yeah,
How we do then?
good enough.
Yeah, Bo Jackson, buddy.
Bo Jackson, buddy.